going on guys, Arekkz here and welcome back to another video for Dauntless. This is the second episode in a series of Dauntless weapon guides we're putting together in light of the game entering open beta. The last episode went over the sword, but today we're turning our attention to one of the game's heavier hitting offerings and one of my personal favourite weapons, the axe. Again, I want to thank the guys over at Phoenix Labs for very kindly sponsoring this series. We've teamed up to cover all 5 of the available weapons, and across these videos I'll be going over everything you need to know from the basic moves and combos all the way up to some overarching weapon theory. So that way, if you plan to jump in and give the game a shot during the open beta, you'll be able to do so with a good understanding of the weapon beforehand. The axe is one of Dauntless's heavy-hitting, high-commitment weapons. Where the sword offered fast combos and exceptional mobility, the axe sacrifices some of that in exchange for devastatingly powerful attacks. Slash, sunder, and cleave, the axe is all about timing powerful, splitting strikes, and the harder you hit, the more ether you build, and this in turn rewards you with yet more powerful damage options in combat. Given the slower nature of the weapon and the need to commit more to your attacks, good use of the axe will hinge on good knowledge of the behemoth that you're fighting, and as such it might take a little longer to get used to, but honestly, if you take the time to learn this weapon, it offers some of the most satisfying experiences. Now, to begin with, before we dive in and take a look at the available moves for this weapon, let's once again take a moment to explain the meter, since this will underpin the way that you use this weapon. Located at the top of the screen is your axe meter. The axe has the ability to charge certain attacks, and these attacks, and those that follow, will result in the meter being charged. More on that in a moment. Once the meter is maxed out, it'll allow you to use a special, and provided the hit lands, your meter will level up, providing you with a small but stackable damage boost. This can then be done a further 2 times to get your meter up to level 3, at which point you have the highest possible damage buff, and subsequent special attacks will allow you to refresh this buff, so realistically this is going to be your focus. Building up to this point and then maintaining this throughout the fight is the foundation of solid axe play. So with that in mind, let's now take a look at the moves. To begin with, pressing X 4 times consecutively will perform your basic vertical attack combo. Keep in mind that while vertical attacks are more powerful, they are also stationary attacks, so you'll need to be mindful of your openings since mobility won't be on your side. Additionally, at the end of the combo, you can continue to press X to keep wailing on the target. This consumes stamina, but it's also a great meter builder, assuming it follows a charged attack. See, the first and third hits of the X combo can be charged. Holding down the button will begin the animation. There's a pulse for each level, and there are 3 levels of charge. Landing a charged attack charges your meter, and so too do any attacks that follow the charge. It should go without saying, but each subsequent level of charge is more powerful than the last and will result in more meter, but at times your windows will be tighter, so sometimes you'll have to resort to a quicker charge. It's also possible to overcharge if you hold too long. However, if you let go of the attack just as the third pulse happens, you'll also notice this orange glow. This is resolve. Pulling off a level 3 charge attack gives you resolve for a brief period of time. When this is active, i.e. you're glowing, then you're immune to knockback from enemies. You still take damage during this, but it's useful if you're trying to line up a powerful attack or an interrupt, so high risk, high reward. Additionally, as mentioned at the start, only charged attacks and attacks that follow will build meter, so the standalone X combo does nothing but damage. However, if I charge the first and or third hit, then the remainder of the combo will generate meter. Hence why the continual attacks at the end of the X combo are good for building meter, even if they do cost stamina in the process. Alternatively, you have the horizontal edge combo. This is performed with 4 consecutive Y inputs. The horizontal attacks are quicker, but don't deal as much damage, but their value comes more so in their mobility. While the X attacks will keep you rooted, the Y attacks allow you to be a little more mobile. Much like the X combo, the first and third hits can be charged, but unlike the X combo, you can move with the charge too. So this is especially useful at times where your openings are more limited, or perhaps you don't know if you have a window to commit fully to the more powerful vertical strikes. Also keep in mind that while you will aim to pull off the max charge attacks wherever possible, both for the resolve and also the damage and meter gain, you shouldn't discount the lower level charges. At times when your openings are super limited, pulling off a quick charge at least allows you to begin building meter, albeit more slowly, so make sure to use everything at your disposal. Additionally, you can mix up the 2 attack options for the vertical ripper. This starts with 2 X inputs and ends with 2 Y inputs, taking the strong opening attacks from the vertical combo and rounding it out with the leaping Y attacks. And again, the first and third attacks in this combo can be charged. Keep in mind that you can roll out of your combo if you lose your opening, but rolling out of a charged attack also consumes a hefty amount of stamina. Rolling does, however, allow you to dive into the middle of your combos too. Pressing X or Y after a roll will see you skip the first hit, and you'll then go straight into the second. And while that does mean you miss your first charge opportunity, when your meter is maxed and your focus is more so on damage, this could have value, since you can then be both evasive and get stuck in more quickly. Then finally, your last move, your special, performed by pressing RB when your special meter is full, will perform this powerful vertical strike. If the hit connects with the monster, this is what will cause your gauge to level up, at which point you can work on building the meter again to go for the next hit. Remember, the gauge can be leveled up 3 times for the maximum possible damage boost, and you can then refresh this with subsequent special attacks. Something else to note is that during the special attack you also gain resolve, just like you did when pulling off a well-timed level 3 charge. This means you're immune to knockback, and while you can still take damage, this is a great way to secure the hit. High risk, high reward, but sometimes with the axe, it's worth taking a few hits in order to secure the damaging hits. So, now that you know how the weapon works and you understand what the different moves are used for, how do we tie it all together? Well, much like the last video, I'm going to cut together some more extended gameplay clips to try and illustrate some typical axe play. The first priority will always be to work on building your meter. The sooner you can get to level 3, the better you are, since you'll be kicking out more damage. That being said, you still need to play sensibly. While I said earlier that sometimes it's worth taking a few hits to land the hit, that doesn't mean getting yourself killed in the process. Study your target, work out your openings, and decide what works best. On behemoths with more generous openings, taking advantage of your more powerful vertical attacks. They're more damaging, they'll charge the meter faster, and are all round a solid choice. But if your openings are more limited, either consider going for short charges, or use your horizontal attacks more. The one time you can risk being hit is when it comes to landing the special. If you miss the attack, you waste some of your meter and you have to rebuild, so keep in mind the time it takes to pull it off. Consider landing it when you're either being charged at, or the behemoth has just finished an attack, a time when you have a genuine window. Remember that the special is also a good interrupt, so consider using it at times like this. But that, my friends, is pretty much it. That's my guide for the axe in Dauntless. If you guys missed the last video and want to know more about the sword, then check out the video link down below. And if you want to know more about the other weapons, then keep it locked, as they'll be coming your way very soon. But until then, thank you very much for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.